Hey guys, I finally found why my video wasn't working properly, and as you noticed, the conclusion was missing in the first video I uploaded. So this is the conclusion. I'm gonna pick up where I left, where in fact it bugged. So I was explaining how to classify and save ranges. And there is a last thing I wanted to explain. In fact, is this is where when you're gonna start to build ranges and save them into this window here. Sometimes it kind of becomes really messy when everything is open. So instead of closing each groups one by one, you can just go here and you see this little blue circle here. You just click on it and it will just revert to the default all closed groups, in fact. So now we are moving closer to post-flop play, and we're gonna design a formation or a scenario if you want, and we're gonna input a board, and after that we're gonna be ready to build the tree, which will be in the chapter 2. So let's just say, for example, that the in position player, which is range number 2, as I explained earlier, is opening the button with the solve for Y opening range. So basically this will be this. Let's remove this thing here. So it should be this, if my memory is okay. So 19.2% of all hands, which is the equivalent of 254 combos, and they are all opens, so it's weighted at 100%. Now, for the sake of the example, because I want to show something when you try to copy paste some ranges from GTO Plus, the out of position player will be the big blind. So we click on range number 1 here, and I'm gonna use a range that is considered an optimal calling range when the button opens 3x. And if we compare both range, this range here includes all the combos that are selected, right? And if we look at this one here, if I hover over the range, there is a lot of weighting in it. Just look at, we got 40.6 here, 32.7, 29%, 34.6, etc. So the range is kind of wide and there is a lot of weight in it. And by the way, this is impossible to replicate this in real life, but you can find a workaround to be closer. But this is beyond the scope of the example, so don't be worried if you see this range with all the weighting in it, and it is called considered optimal, because well, you won't be able to play this range perfectly. So that's it. Okay, so now we got this range. Let's just say, for example, that you want to paste this range here into Flopzilla, for example, or any other poker software that use ranges and the copy paste options. So you're pretty proud of yourself. You build a really good opening range, and you want to paste it in Flopzilla to just study further range versus ranges and stuff like that. And by the way, Flopzilla is better for this kind of studying versus GTO Plus, when you want to just look at some parts of ranges and compare equity and stuff like that in combos. This is just easier to do this into Flopzilla than GTO Plus. So you click this box here, you click on it. So it highlights in blue all the combos in your range. So you copy it, Control C. You go into Flopzilla, and the way to paste a range in Flopzilla, in fact, is just clicking on the green button here. You click on range, hit Control V or paste. Okay, and now the range is pasted into Flopzilla, and as we can see, we got 19.2% of all hands. We got 254 combos total, and this is precisely what we got here. So the range, just copy and paste very well the opening solve for Y range. And this is mainly because there isn't weight in it, or too much weight, in fact. Because if we look at Flopzilla, for example, we got the no weight, or 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, which are weighting options here. And into Flopzilla, you got only 5 weighted options. So if your original range coming from GTO Plus, like this one, has more than 5 weight in it, and this one is clearly has more than this, if we do the same process, we just click on the box, we hit Ctrl+C. Let's just remove this one here, and now paste the big blind calling range, and we hit OK. It will obviously cap at 5 weight, and after that you're done. And this is mainly why it just ignores all the other combos. So we can clearly see that this copy paste thing isn't working here. So just be aware of this and be careful when you paste ranges from GTO Plus into Flopzilla, for example, because you maybe your range will miss some hands in it into Flopzilla. So just be aware of this. But if you have less than 5 weights from your range into GTO Plus, it will be okay. So let's move further. Now we have both ranges in. The opening the pre-flop aggressor, which is the button, opening the solve for wire range, and we got the big blind who is calling, and he used an optimal calling range here. Now we want to input a board, and this is where it happens in this board box here. You just click on it, and there is 3 ways to do this. You can just hit the random button here, and it will randomly put the board. If you want to remove it, obviously you hit clear. You can use the cards matrix here, which represent the 52 cards you can have in a deck of cards. And obviously the letter represent the suits, and the color also, which is more common for online player, I guess. So let's just see, we hit Queen of Heart, 9 of Diamond, and 2 of Club. You can do this way, or you can just put it manually in this box here, the old-fashioned way. And Queen of Diamond and 3 of Spade, for example. You hit Enter. Yeah, you get to, in fact, I think you get to put them in cap, I guess, yeah. So there you go, click Done. And now you have your flop, in fact. And you're ready to build your tree, which will be in chapter 2, which I called Building the Tree, and I will go further and deeper into this process of GTO Plus, where you can input a lot of variables to build your tree, and this is mainly where the fun begins. So I'm looking to continue this series, and I hope you enjoyed chapter 1 so far, and thanks for watching.